The arrest, detention and pending deportation of Badar Khan Suri, a Georgetown academic, has exposed a disturbing reality. No, not about US immigration policy, but about the mainstream media's extraordinary failure to practice basic journalism. Having a view of the ongoing conflict is not a crime, reads one quote at the BBC. He is being punished because of the suspected views of his wife, reads another in Politico. To his defenders, Khan Suri is an accomplished scholar whose research focuses on peace building, declares CNN. Suri was detained because of his wife's Palestinian heritage and the couple's political beliefs about US-Israel policy, his lawyer claims in the Washington Post. His arrest is part of efforts to expel foreign nationals who participated in pro-Palestinian demonstrations, insists The Guardian. The gist? Suri and his wife Mafayzeh Saleh are being targeted for pro-Palestinian speech. The problem? Just a few minutes of research are penned into this entire narrative, but not one major outlet bothered. In 2010, Saleh was part of Hamas's terrorist regime, serving on its committee to break the siege in Gaza. In her role, Saleh welcomed solidarity convoys to Gaza and maintained communications with their members to continue feeding the Hamas propaganda. That's how she met Badar Khan Suri, her future husband. In January 2009, Israel instituted a naval blockade to prevent weapons reaching Hamas. In collaboration with Hamas, the Turkish Islamist organisation IHH organised a series of convoys and flotillas to break the blockade. One was the Asia 1 convoy, and one of its participants was Badar Khan Suri. They began with a stop in Iran, where they met with regime officials. The convoy continued to Syria, and were welcomed by Hamas leader Khaled Mashal, who told them that the only option for liberating Palestine is resistance and jihad. When the convoy reached Gaza, Suri met Mafayzeh Saleh, who would become his wife, but she wasn't the only Hamas official he met. Here he is with Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh. The convoy met with other senior terrorists, including Ahmed Youssef, Saleh's father, Mohammed al-Hindi and Mahmoud al-Zahar. This wasn't, as the BBC claimed, simply a trip that brought Suri closer to the Palestinian cause. It was a mission organised by one terrorist organisation, IHH, to aid another, Hamas. When Suri and Saleh married, they received personal congratulations from senior Hamas officials. So central was Hamas to their relationship that they posed for wedding pictures holding a photograph of Yasser Arafat kissing the forehead of Ahmed Yassin, the founder of Hamas. Following their marriage, the couple would continue spreading pro-Hamas, anti-Israel, and anti-American propaganda. In a December 2017 article, Saleh admitted being ashamed of her American citizenship and blamed America for 9/11. She quoted Suri without disclosing that he was her husband, as calling on Arabs to launch a revolution to confront these corrupt leaders in your countries who are willing to work with the US administration's peace efforts. Suri is facing deportation on grounds of potentially serious adverse foreign policy consequences, and here he is calling for a revolution against other world leaders for being willing to work with the US. In a February 2018 article, Saleh condemned the US for designating Ismail Haniyeh a terrorist. She again quoted Suri, who said, "What Ismail Haniyeh is doing is no different from what any national leader would do." US law holds that any alien who endorses or espouses terrorist activity or persuades others to support a terrorist organisation is inadmissible. Camera has already exposed much of Saleh's reprehensible rhetoric, glorifying terrorism in the October 7th attack. One of her first posts after the massacre was a clip of a speech by Hamas spokesman Abu Ubaidah. Over the image of dead Israeli soldiers, he declared that Hamas had decided to start executing the enemy's civilian hostages with us unless the IDF stopped its operations. Saleh commented, "Word of truth," with a victory sign emoji. Praising a threat to murder civilians isn't pro-Palestinian advocacy, and it's frankly racist to conflate glorifying terrorism with advocating for Palestinians. Saleh directly worked for Hamas, and Suri aided the terrorist organisation. That's not pro-Palestinian advocacy either, but support for terrorism. All of this is open source information. So with all the reporters covering this story, and all the resources at their disposal, why did they disclose almost none of this to their audiences? And what does this say about the current state of journalism?